Rhetoric of Calaveras, also known as Sugar Skulls by Daniela Aquino. Cultural artifact. The cultural artifact of the calavera is known to be predominant in the Mexican community. It signifies loved ones who have passed away and the artistry behind Mexican art styles. They're also used as an offering in an ofrenda, which are also known as altars. These altars are made on the Day of the Dead, when people in Mexico use altars to commemorate their loved ones who have died. The calaveras symbolize death as a celebration instead of a negative. The art and sugar that show the beautiful and celebratory idea around death and the Day of the Dead. Indexical/irony. Calaveras are associated with the Day of the Dead and the Mexican culture. They're also often seen as a Halloween costume in the American culture or other cultures that don't understand the full idea of it. The irony behind calaveras is that they represent death in a positive light, when death is often associated with hardship and sadness. The irony behind these sugar skulls is what they represent, which is the beauty behind death and not the tragedy. Rhetoric. The artifact in other cultures' perspectives represents death or symbol of death through art. The rhetorical device that applies to this is ethos. The rhetorical device ethos is applied to this artifact through its connection to people's emotions pertaining to their loved ones who have died. The function of the artifact is to make people feel connected to those who died, and as an offering to show their gratitude for the lives they lived. The cultural stereotype. The stereotype revolving around calaveras is that they are a Halloween costume. They are often painted on people when they don't know the meaning behind the tradition of the artifact. This is also known as cultural appropriation. It's considered cultural appropriation because cultures who dress up as calaveras often don't know the full meaning behind what they are supposed to signify. They're supposed to signify loved ones who have died and supposed to show your gratitude towards them. We're excited. The first source helped with identifying the cultural stereotypes revolving around the Day of the Dead and calaveras. It showed how it's a part of cultural appropriation to paint your face like a skull or make sugar skulls without knowing the meaning and tradition behind it. The second source showed sugar skulls and what they represent in Mexican culture and why the skulls are made of sugar. It signified that skulls were made of sugar because of lack of resources back when they were starting to make them. The third source explained the symbolism behind the calaveras and what they mean in the Mexican community. It helps show that sugar skulls are seen as an offering to those who have died and are meant to represent the beauty in death as a celebration. The fourth source also supported the fact that sugar skulls are used to represent death in a positive way instead of a negative.